Yeah, man. Because I mean, like, besides that, bro. I mean, like, I don't know, bro. When you're a big guy, bro. Look, listen. I'm not even gonna cap, bro. When you're a bigger guy, your dick looks smaller. When you're a skinnier guy, bro,
it does.
You just look hung, bro.
It's just because the fat around like your stomach makes your shit more narrow.
Bro, and you want to know what the best part of this conversation is? Just like that, we get right into the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the E12 podcast. Today, I got two very special guests for you. To my right, I got Justice, and to my left, I got Apollo. Guys, go ahead. You guys could go start and introducing yourselves. You can go ahead first, man.
What's up, guys? How you doing? My name's Justice, upcoming rapper, doing what I gotta do. Yes, sir.
All right, bet. And what about you, Apollo?
Word, my name's Chris, but I go by Apollo. I'm a producer as well. But just macking at 19, living life.
Bad, bro. Shit, bro. 19, man. I feel old. Like, when I'm listening, you 19 too?
I turned 21.
Turn 21?
Soon, bro.
September. Shit, bro. Shit. I mean, I'm 23, bro. I remember when I was 19, but, you know, let's talk about how we first met, bro. Let's get right into it, bro. So, we was at a house party.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We was at a house party. I saw y'all. I recognized you because you look like your brother.
Yeah,
I guess I was like, shit, I don't want to disrespect some guy that I kind of know. And then, bro, I imagine you're watching this shit, bro. I'm so sorry that we haven't talked in like forever. I guess I don't fucking know. To be honest, like, bro, like I said, life's crazy. As you get older, bro, people come in and out, bro. And
it's just
the shit I've been learning every day, man. So
it is what it is. People come for lessons. You live and you learn. You keep pushing.
So tell me, how'd you get started? Because you said you're an up and coming rapper.
Yeah.
And I feel like nowadays everybody's an up and coming rapper.
Yeah,
I know you're a producer. You said you're a producer. I know everybody's an up and coming producer. So how'd you get into music?
Well, I've always been a music fan, even since I was young. Like, and I always had this vision of like, I would be the producer, my brother would actually be the rapper, but then the roles actually flipped. And when I was like 17, I was always a good writer. I always had like great grades on like writing, so I was like, you know, let me just try writing music, writing lyrics. And then at first it was just like run-on sentences. Mm-hmm. That was a pain in the ass because I would try to rap it and I'd just be like, so it got kind of boring. And
yeah, like no words came, I guess.
Yeah,
you say,
it's just
right?
like you would never catch, like it was never like a break. It was just like run-on sentences, and then I started figuring out just slow it down and then put more thought into your lyrics instead of just trying to like fill the beat. And then now it's just keep on working, keep on trying to get it consistent and trying to find a sound. People don't realize actually how hard it is and like trying to get onto a mic and like speak your mind, but it's getting fun, bro, for real. It's getting real fun.
I mean, I completely respect that, you know. I myself been into music. I started out with classical music, actually. I started playing like trumpet. And actually, the university that I go to, I'm not going to say their name because I don't know if they're going to kick us off. But, you know, I've been into classical music since I was like, I want to say like third grade, maybe fourth grade. Fourth grade, I played trumpet. Then I moved into this instrument called the euphonium. It's basically like a mini tuba.
I was about to ask, yeah. I had the little sting face.
It's basically it's basically like a mini tuba, but you know, like going into the more musical genres now that I'm a sound engineer, you know, I work with a lot of different rappers, a lot of different producers. I always love to hear like, you know, the different stories of what makes them get into what they into. Because honestly, at the end of the day, whatever is giving you the passion to keep doing what you're doing is probably gonna be the motivation to give you success in the future.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So what about producing, man? How'd you start getting into producing?
So it was my senior year. I was actually playing sports. I injured myself, and when I was about like 13 or so, I got my laptop that I had, an old laptop, like beat up. It was an HP. And I had FL Studio, and I downloaded it for the first time. It just came across me as like an ad, but when I looked at it shit like hieroglyphics. I didn't even know what was going on. And then so when I was my senior year, when I got hurt, you know, I opened up my laptop again and just started messing with it. And then I've just been on the run ever since. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And honestly, that's how it starts out. You still use FL Studio?
Yeah, go to.
Bro, honestly, whatever anybody says about your DAW or what the fuck you use, bro,
that's the easiest shit.
It's all like
the same.
It's all the same, bro. Honestly, like different DAWs will give you different vibes. You know what I mean? Some people use Logic. I remember Logic before used to be so hated on.
Yeah.
But now like more people than ever start like liking Logic now because Billie Eilish, her brother, I forget his name.
Yeah, look, he blonde. fuck, what am I call it? He dyed his hair blonde, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about,
Her
though.
brother like uses Logic like religiously, bro.
Damn.
And all of Billie Eilish's songs like start off on Logic, and then they're given to like an engineer. He puts it in Pro Tools and then mixes it.
Okay.
And I think even some of their songs like he just mixes like full down in like Logic, and then like literally when you're like a mastering engineer, you just have to like polish that shit up. But that's dope as hell, bro. That's
Yeah,
dope.
word.
So tell me what's the story behind the names, yo?
Justice is my middle name.
Justice in the middle name?
Yeah.
No fucking
I
way,
ain't
bro.
gonna say my whole government, but Justice is my middle name.
No
Yeah.
socials,
What
no
about you, bro?
socials. To be honest with you, Apollo for me kind of means like two things. I guess you can say more so like Greek mythology, and then Apollo just like being the goddess of music. I guess you can say kind of that like that influence. So yeah,
Bro, that's
kind of
awesome.
resonated with me both.
Yeah, it's crazy because my stage name is Beto, right? I mean, my first name's Luis, right? And it really depends on the different people in my life, bro. I've gone by nicknames my whole life, bro. And especially being Latino, bro.
Yeah,
like,
word.
Bro, like, when I was little, I played on a soccer team and they used to call me Cachito. And that means just like cheeky, right? You got
Yeah,
big
word,
cheeks. They
word.
used to call me Cachito. The white people on the soccer team, they didn't know how to say Cachito. And he thought my uncle was saying Cheeto. Like the Cheeto fry, right? Or
Yeah.
like the chip, right?
Uh-huh.
So they call me Cheeto, right?
Did they call me Cheeto?
They call me Cheeto. I used to have this group of guys that I used to hang out with. They were my cousins, my older cousins, like group of friends. And I used to be a chubby kid, bro. And I guess it was like bullying, but I mean, like, I don't know. Bro, when you're Latino, bro, like, honestly, a lot of the nicknames that are kind of like
Yeah, just come
offensive,
along with it,
like,
you know,
bro,
it's
they just
nothing
come along
crazy.
with it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, like, you know, some people would say gordito, right? If I was like a really chubby kid, right?
Exactly.
They used to call me Double D.
Damn.
Because I had double D's, bro. My titties were some double
Damn.
D's, bro. So, but honestly, I rock with it, bro. And honestly, bro, like
Take it with a smile on
it
your
was
face,
it was the
bro.
type of
Fuck
thing
it.
where it was like, you know, like that's my boy. I could call him Double D. If you call him Double D, we're running up on
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
But yeah, I'm Beto now, and it's funny because when I was going through like the process of like trying to find like, I don't necessarily think everybody needs a stage name, but I definitely wanted something that was unique, right? And actually, my middle name is Alberto. And the nickname for Alberto is Beto,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
And it's
shorter.
actually what my mother always used to call me. So now, like, it's actually what I'm like. I'm heavily into that because, I mean, we're just starting to know each other now.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into too heavy, deep of a topics to start off the podcast. But my mom actually unexpectedly passed away like last year,
God, I'm
right?
so sorry, bro.
So then when I got into all of that, my name Beto actually, I took that like in 2019, probably around there. And so my mom passed in 2020. And so when that happened, like it just became like stuck. So now, like, you know, if you call me Beto, bro, it's like probably one of the biggest respectful things you could do to me. Now, you know
It just
what I
hits
mean?
home type
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, exactly.
it really hits home,
Word.
you know. And there's some people in my life, you know, who have known me just as Beto. You know what I mean? My cousin last week who I had on the podcast, he's only known me as Beto. So it's great to hear him say it. And, you know, it's cool when you keep moving on and, you know, you try different places. So tell me a little bit something about rapping. You perform yet in front of crowds or anything
Yeah, I
like
actually
that?
have. Yeah. My first ever performance. Shout out my boy Seth and Fuck Flop. They like set it up. We performed in Wildwood and found like maybe it was like 200 people. It was actually kind of fire.
Yeah. It
And
was
I
like in some crazy barn. Had
yeah.
a skate set up, all this, like
Yeah.
all that setup, bro. It was crazy.
I had like I performed first and I just set that bitch on fire. Then everyone else killed it. That shit was lit.
Where was that your first performance, or was it?
Yeah, that was my. That was my first one. That was my first like lit one.
Yeah, word.
Where have you had any bad performances yet?
Nah.
I mean, he's
I've only
had like
performed,
two prior.
Yeah, I had like yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. That's it, bro.
because there was one in Patterson. I forgot where.
Yeah, I forgot
that was like a little small venue, probably like 40 heads, 50 heads. You know.
that was the first. That was
Yeah,
actually
that was
my
the first
first
one.
time. Yeah, and the crowd was dead.
Was it? would it? There's a lot of places in Patterson that I've been to see rappers before.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. Do you know?
I don't
where
know.
it was?
I have no idea where
You
it
have no
was.
idea
to be
where it
honest,
was?
nah.
Yeah, I know it's by Bunker. It might have been about like 6th maybe, but it was like in the cut. So like, once you drove off the street, you made a left, and it was like a dead end, and then there was like this like abandoned building with like some like trailer trucks, and then like
Did you have to go down into a
yeah,
basement?
into the steps. Yeah,
and then you go in
exactly.
there and
There's
it's
like a
kinda
little lounge.
venue and
Yeah,
then-
it's a studio. It's a studio. I just
I think I've been there before. Yeah,
I forgot the name of the studio, but
Yeah.
I know it's a studio down there.
Yeah, I used to have he's still my friend. I just haven't talked to him in a minute. His name is he's a rapper from Patterson. He used to go by Excel, but now he goes by Winter Break. But he actually is chilling right now with a couple cool people, bro. He's actually doing a lot of traveling now to Miami, California.
Boy, that's
He's
good.
really just trying to get his name out there. 'Cause, you know, it's hard when you doing rapping and you know you're trying to promote your sound and everything.
It's very tough. You just got to.
But it's
honestly,
funny.
just focus.
You haven't had so you haven't had like a shitty performance yet, right?
No, honestly, every time I went up, like I always got someone's attention. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great when you get humbled, man. Because like I said, for me, it's funny. I wouldn't consider myself a rapper. I consider myself a poet more than a rapper. I guess you could say, do I rap? Yeah.
Hell yeah, we all freestyle. Every so often you gotta freestyle.
Bro. Yeah. It's fun, and especially just getting in the car, you know what I mean?
Exactly, you bone,
instrumentals, bro.
Yeah.
I love that shit, bro. That's my favorite.
Shit.
And I'm not embarrassed at all, bro.
Nah.
I'm never embarrassed, bro. It's so funny.
That's amazing.
You guys use TikTok?
Yeah.
Bro, I've seen some memes on TikToks where the girls be like, yo, I went on this date with this guy, and he started freestyling in front of me. I'm like, bro, that's me. That's me. I'm like, yo, you want to hear some bars, bro? And she's like, nah. I'm like, all right, we're going to listen to it anyway, though. We're going to listen to me. I'm promoting myself, bro.
I remember, once I was coming home once, I freestyled for like a whole hour and a half. But like, it was just like freestyling bullshit. I wasn't really making sense the whole time.
Yeah, bro.
It's just fun.
In the shower, best time.
In the shower,
bro.
best
In the
time.
shower is the
In the
best
shower,
time.
you're like, you're like Jay-Z in the shower. Yo.
Hell yeah.
That's everybody. That's
You know what
everybody.
sucks, though? I feel like whenever I'm rapping with my boys, like, no cap, it always gets fruity some way, bro. It always gets fruity some way, bro. I have no idea why,
try to
bro.
avoid that
it's,
shit.
it's so easy, but why are fruity lyrics
Oh,
so
no.
easy to rhyme, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. That's true.
Whenever
That's
you're on
true,
the
though.
instrumental, bro,
So
I'd be
Aiden Ross be doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro,
it's
yeah,
funny,
yeah,
yo.
Like it's
Funny
funny,
as
but then it's
hell,
just
bro.
like,
Yeah, it's like, yo, you're doing too much, bro.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell, though.
It's funny for the moment.
How y'all feel about the new Lil Nas X video that just came out?
Yo, we just watched it
that
like
yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah, that's crazy.
How y'all
but
feel about it?
it's always
Jack Harlow
some
killed
crazy
it, you know what I'm
shit,
saying?
bro. Yeah. We're here for Jack Harlow. I'm not gonna cap.
I don't really have anything, against it. If he wants to do it, he's doing what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
That's the way he expresses himself. Like, you gotta accept it.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy, bro. Because honestly, you gotta
It's
think
smart
about
though.
it.
It's
Bro,
smart. He's
smart,
making it
too.
crazy way in the
It's
market
very
right now.
smart.
Yeah, he has to.
There's very
Very
few people
smart.
in the music industry who I think are a genius with what they do, and a lot of people. I don't take the word genius like lightly, but I do want to specify it's literally in their own niche. Like Lil Nas X has mastered promoting stuff on social media, bro. Like his tweets are all golden. I don't even use Twitter like that.
Yeah,
And
but
I
you see it on
tweets from
Instagram
him, and
all the
I'm
time.
laughing my ass off.
Yeah, yeah.
He uses TikTok. I'm
Be
laughing my
wildin'.
ass off on TikTok. Instagram, I'm laughing my ass off, and it makes me want to keep doing seeing what he's doing. And not only that, his music's not bad. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
not.
I thought his first album or his EP that he came out with, I listened to every song and I thought it was pretty dope. And
sure.
for how fast it came out,
The song that we heard yesterday, one with Jack Harlow, it's actually like I liked his verse, and I fuck with Jack Harlow heavy.
Yeah, Jack Harlow ripped that shit. Oh my god.
hell yeah,
yo.
bro.
Jack Harlow's going
Jack
crazy.
Harlow's another one, bro.
Yeah, Jack
he
Harlow's
doing
potential, bro. Yo, I feel like his ceiling could be like a J. Cole level in a way. Even though like he's just up on onto the scene, I feel like his lyrics, his flow. I feel like he could hop on anything, bro. He can make it a banger.
Yeah.
Word. So who would you say top three rappers, let's say, that really inspire you right now?
Kanye for sure. J. Cole, Kendrick.
Word. What about you, man?
I would definitely say Lil Wayne, always been like a first influence, and then Mac Miller and Drake.
I'm gonna go. If I'm talking about who inspires me right now, I'll probably put number one at Corday.
Corday's tough.
Yeah, he's
Love
coming
him,
up
man.
too.
He's on the come up.
Tough.
He's young, bro.
He's nasty.
his
He's
flow
hungry
is
too,
sick,
bro.
He's hungry as hell.
Pause.
Yeah.
J. Cole's always gonna be up there for me, bro. Like every
Sure.
time he touches something, bro, I get wild over it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not crazy impressed by his latest album that came out.
I don't know about you. I play that shit like 10 times a day.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I think it's lit, bro.
I was bumping that.
I'm just like listening to it, and I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I wasn't like.
Nah, but I feel my fault.
Oh,
I
you're
feel
good,
like
bro.
the reason why he did that though is only because like mainstream music is kind of getting to a certain genre, to like a certain
hell
sound.
yeah.
So I feel like he just did that to like push it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like his first week he did like 325K, and then it was like a 12-song album. That's nothing crazy. Niggas be dropping like 28 albums, hella songs on it. Should be horrible.
Yeah.
They get no streams, no plays, no nothing.
They don't do numbers like J. Cole because like the thing is people don't understand that the new generation is just it is what it is. They like the Uzis. That's just like the shit that they like. But the old heads, like the old heads catch everybody. Like if you catch old heads' attention as a rapper, like
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be realistic, like I was having a conversation with my brother the other day, like Lil Uzi can't really sell out an arena. Like and he's one of the biggest artists in the world and everyone knows that, but he's like for the young generation, And like the young generation doesn't really go to concerts like that. It's more like teenagers and adults. So like that's why Drake could easily sell out. Kendrick could sell out. J. Cole could sell out. Honestly, probably Lil Baby could sell out right now. A whole arena. That's like the goal, is to sell out arenas. Like if you want to keep doing that, like 5,000 venue like places, then I mean it is what it is. If you could sell that out, it's dope. But like the goal is to really sell out arenas. That's my goal.
That's dope.
That's nothing to like shit on Uzi, but I'm just saying.
That's cool that you say that. That's actually cool that you say that, because I'm gonna move the conversation maybe into a little disagreement area. So for me, when I haven't released music in 3 years, 3 years probably, and the first song and last song that I made has nothing to do with rap. Actually, that's a lie. I've released my own solo stuff. I haven't released stuff in 3 years. If I'm talking about like when I was in like, I guess you could say like a boy band, because we were trying to do like a Brockhampton type stuff. And so we were making music, you know, we had actually that was dope. We had 2 engineers in the group. We had 3 producers in the group.
Damn.
And then everybody else was like a rapper. And then I was one of the singers of the group. And so I sing. I do a little bit of rap, but I don't like to say rap too much, because I really focus more on the lyricism, if anything, you know. And I think for me, I'm very, very, very passionate about the music aspect of rap. You know,
I agree.
I think rap is dope, but I deadass feel it sucks. Anything rap is pop right now, you know, and pop is anything that's the thing that's most popular in our industry right now, right?
Yeah.
If rap continues the way it does, I think it will definitely we'll look at this generation, these next 10 years, and be like, oh damn, like I don't see a lot of songs that have longevity to them, you know?
That's kind of my point.
They got
that's kind of exactly my
couple
point.
months, maybe even years, you know, 5-year run, and then they just fall off, because I feel like, especially with everything in game right now, it's like, it's not, a lot of people be like, oh yeah, music is in a bad state right now. I don't honestly feel like it is, because I feel like it's just more about people's times. You know, they get out, they got to do what they got to do. And then like Lil Baby, you know, he says he wants to retire in a few years. He's going to make his own label. He's going to be money, you know. Got to be smart from that business aspect. But when it comes to like music, if you're going to drop, I feel like that shit got to be art, you know, like it can't be no funny shit. You know, if you're going to take it serious, it's got to be serious, you know, it's got to be something.
And, you know, I think there's only so much you could talk about, like, you know, like pain and suffering. And I don't mean that in a bad way, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I get hyped to every single, like most of the songs that are out there, and if they reach the top charts, especially when it comes to rap, like I'll listen to them. And that's usually sometimes the only way I'll listen to certain rap music, because I'll be listening to songs and it's just like, yo, listen, everybody's coming from the trenches. Everybody comes from some type of suffering.
Everyone's like talking about the
that.
same thing and rapping on the same style beats, and like that's why music now is very oversaturated. That's why it's like there's so many artists rapping the same way, and rap, like it's like, who do you listen to, and like who do you go see that you really want to see? But like the real people that are standing out are the ones I mentioned, like Lil Baby, Drake, because they like music's always gonna kind of go back to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is what it is. No one's like, music goes in stages, and it's just, you have to kind of look longevity. You can't just look for the right now. If you try to make a song and then pop tomorrow, are you ready for it?
But what
You know what
I think what
That's
I was
true
trying to
shit.
say before with the disagreement, you know, where it's like, if your goal is to sell out arenas, really the goal behind that is really just to be as popular as possible. You know what I mean? And to do what's popping and what's hot. You know, I feel like there's not enough respect for people who are out there who are really trying to put in like real, trying to do the same thing a different way, right? I think it was T-Pain recently. He has a podcast, or actually he streams a lot, right?
Yeah,
And
on
there was
Twitch, on Twitch.
Yeah, there was a video that came out recently where I thought it was hilarious, because he was just ripping on him. He was like, everybody make fucking different music, bro. He's like, I'm tired of listening to the
For
same
real,
shit.
though,
But
it's very
it's
honest.
true, because listen, so I'm a sound engineer, and I'll let you guys know a little bit about myself. So I I've always been into music forever. Y'all know I said I started off with classical music. When I got into the university, I started out wanting to be a music teacher. And I still have a passion for teaching people a lot of things, but halfway through my freshman year, I realized that like, I don't want to be stuck in a school teaching kids, you know, when I want to be like out there pursuing my dream. I didn't really know what my dream was. That's when I started finding sound engineering. And then sound engineering, I was like, bro, I didn't even know what the name of a mic cable was, bro. It's called an XLR, but like, I didn't even know that shit. And everybody was hitting me with all these different terms. And honestly, every time that I ever did anything in music, I was always judged being like, you know, I wasn't able to, because I was always a little bit weird and a little bit different. And I knew the same thing going into this program. I mean, my program started out with 16 kids, right? The kids who graduated, only 6. You know what I
Damn.
mean? So the dropout rate was crazy.
Wow.
And I know going into it sucks, bro. And learning all the engineering stuff, like, and you probably know better, bro, learning about like EQing, compression, mastering, you know what I mean? Just mixing in general and learning like the different levels that you know, you have to make shit to actually make it sound good. And then you get into like how you know, your job as an artist, your job is to make sure your art is as beautiful and as genuine as possible. His job is to make sure those people hear your shit. Well, I mean, you're a producer, not necessarily an engineer, but do you do any mixing or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I actually go to Bergen Community College, so I go to I'm trying to pursue right now my associates in music degree.
Bad, bro. Yeah, man, because getting into mixing, you don't even need to even go to school for mixing, bro.
That's why I'm trying to convince my parents.
YouTube University,
just chill.
Bro, everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, bro.
People
What, bro? I mean, I only passed half of my classes because of YouTube.
Exactly.
They teach you, but honestly, you have to stay on that shit, and you have to be like, you know, really, really passionate about it. Because sometimes it gets even me, you know, even having a degree, bro. Like sometimes it gets like really like disheartening,
saturated. You know, it gets dried out.
And you know, everybody
People
gets,
don't realize how tough it is. Like the hours you have really to sit there and like listen to it like repeatedly. You want to get it as best as you can, but like sometimes your ear is just not there yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what my brother does. Actually, my brother's really big on mixing right now, and once he gets mixing down, then it's kind of a wrap.
Yeah, man.
For real.
Yo, bro. Because listen, I think. I'll tell y'all a couple of stories, and it's never to be disheartening or anything, but it's always to show the reality of how small, you know, this engineering world is, how small the music world is, and how easily you could do something huge and it not end up as anything. So, for example, I have this one friend. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not sure if he wants me putting out his information like that. So we'll keep it no name. But he was an engineer and he worked at the small studio that nobody really knows about, but he working with a really big ass mixing / producing engineer, right? He's working as an assistant engineer. Lil TJ walks in. Not a big deal, whatever. He's acting regular. Makes 3 songs with Lil TJ. Lil TJ then after that doesn't use any of that shit, bro. And now he has 3 songs with Lil TJ that he'll never get to use, right? Then he worked with Fetty after that. And I feel like everybody in the NJ area, bro, I always hear, whenever I meet like a rapper or producer, everybody's got a story about Fetty, bro. Everybody's got a story about Fetty, bro. And it's funny because even Fetty released an album, I think earlier this year, bro, and I was listening to it and I was like,
Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't heard him.
He be doing his thing. Like he made his money, and so he be chilling. Like I've not necessarily said.
Yeah,
I've only like seen him from a distance. I've never walked up to him. I've heard nothing about him. So.
Yeah, it'd be dope as hell to listen to like, you know, what his producers now are doing or like what they're trying to do to be different. Because like I said, I think it's fun just to make music, be in the studio and rap and everything. But I mean, like, I don't think. I think we're getting to a point where it's like you can't rely on other people's success to bring you success. And I think that was one of my biggest mistakes going into this industry. You know what I mean? I always wanted to go somewhere and I was like, oh, if I meet this person, it'll be so dope. Actually, funny enough, I was performing a show. Where were we performing it? It was in the Meat Locker in Montclair. It's a grunge little basement, bro. It's not meant for rap shows, right? And we're actually opening for like this rock show, right? So everybody's going to the show for rock, right? And we're there as like a little rap group. So it's just like, it's like, what are we doing? Yeah. And on top of it, we go into the basement, bro. It's grunge as hell, bro. It's like, you know, Satan on the wall and stuff like that. All these stickers and shit, bro. Like you know, it's like that. I was like, I want to perform. Yeah, and I told my boys to come out. I was like, yo, guys. Come out, we'll have a good time. Basement, sweaty as hell, bro.
Damn.
Like,
yeah, that's how his first performance was. Actually, it was pretty crammed up, hot,
hot as hell,
hella smoke in there.
And it's funny. I think we had I think, I don't want to mistake it. Maybe we had like a 20-minute set or 30-minute set, right? And I did the first 15 minutes just like my music at first. And if you listen to any of my music that's out on Spotify right now, it's dead ass like it's not hip hop at all. It's, if anything, I'd call it like, I don't even know.
Beatles music.
Yeah, it's like, it's
your
like
own
just
genre.
Like,
your own shit.
Yeah, bro,
your
like,
own music, man. You gotta.
It's like more like, it was a breakup song because I went through a breakup and then like I made the song about a girl and then like, you know, like we went through it, had it engineered. I had a dope ass freaking mastering engineer, bro. He actually, dope ass guy. He actually cuts records for a living. Like, how do you say, like, you know, old vinyls.
Yeah,
Most of the vinyls you get, bro, like he masters on them shits, bro, and he hates it. He says making music on vinyls is the stupidest thing ever because a lot of people listen to vinyls. They're like, bro, this is how real music's supposed to sound.
It's true though. It's true. That's like, I feel like most purest form of it. But you put it on it.
The thing is,
And it goes around
if
and
you
around
look at
like
the
that.
science behind it, you only get a certain amount of hertz in it. You know what I mean? Or the frequency range is pretty small, so you're not getting like the full frequency you would if you produce in the real thing. But I mean, like I said, it's all a thing of preference and like like how you like to listen to your music, right? But I played that for the first 15 minutes, and the rest of the 15 minutes we went on with this band, bro. And it was a humbling experience at first, bro, because we had, bro, the PA system was trash. Also not meant for hip hop, right? Like this is meant for rock shows, right?
Yeah.
So we're up here doing our thing. At one point, our PA system goes off, so we just had to do shit a cappella. And you already know how that is.
That
as a
happened to
rapper,
Hex,
bro.
yeah, remember? Over at I Came Here, that happened to Hex.
Did it? Oh
Yeah, it kept cutting in and out.
It kept cutting in and out.
Yeah. It was a fire song too, because originally we also started up in a group called BBP. Everyone kind of like went on their own journey, their own way, so that way, everyone could like kind of master their own shit.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we still keep in touch and shit like that. But our boy Hex, yeah, he's pretty nice too. He's definitely on the come up too.
Yeah, bro, and I think it's dope when you have that moment of like humbling. You know what I mean? It's humbling to have a second when you actually mess up, or even when you have a crowd that's not feeling you.
Exactly.
I've been before even getting into that band.
Even with Cardi recently, my fault. I don't
Yeah,
mean to
no,
cut you off,
you good, bro.
with Cardi recently too. How does Rolling Loud performance?
The crowd was dead.
Yeah, super dead. His
Bro,
face said it all.
And that's crazy because I went in 2019 to New York and everyone went crazy.
That's fucked,
crazy.
Bro. I saw who's the girl who had that shitty freestyle. I don't even
Coyle
know.
Ray?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, I just saw all these TikToks of her and a Rolling Loud set, bro. All these people just huddled together like penguins,
Same
bro.
thing.
Just looking. I'm like, damn, bro. But it's mad humbling because that pushes you to be better, man. And I think more than ever, it's so important. There's a difference between when you're making music in the studio. It's a difference when you're performing it.
Yeah, the energy is not always there.
I don't think it's the same thing. And honestly, if I were to give you any advice, think about how you write your music in the studio, but also think about how you're gonna perform that differently, because that's what's gonna make it interesting. Some songs could be performed exactly how they were recorded in the studio because they're just bangers like that. You know what I mean? Like for example, No Role Models, J. Cole.
Yeah, that's raw as fuck.
Nothing needs to be
So,
changed with that. You know what I mean?
Nothing at all.
But like for example, oh my God, Travis Scott. He talked about it in a documentary before. He was just like, I was thinking about how this is gonna sound when I perform it. You know what I mean? I think that's a problem. There's a problem with a lot of rappers because a lot of rappers too. You get into the studio. They do this low voice all the time. They're like, no, can't get bitches. And then you want to grab that mic. You want to go in front of a whole crowd,
And
do
say the
that,
same shit.
and be hype. You know what I mean?
You can't do
no
that.
one's going to look at you while you're just doing this in front of a mic, and get
Exactly.
hype with you. You know what I mean? You have to think about like how you're going to differently do that. You know what I mean? And I think before even performing any type of music like that, I was always a performer before. You know what I mean? I did concerts, but I did concerts like concert band concerts, like classical music. So trumpets, trombone stuff. I was actually pretty good euphonium player. I used to have some solos and shit. That's why I got a scholarship into William Patterson.
Really?
Oh shit,
Right?
okay.
And that shit was dope. But like even doing that, like I would be mad nervous, bro. And even when you're doing that, like imagine, I don't even know, like 200 plus like white preppy ass people, bro.
Yeah.
And
It's hard to catch their ears
they
too.
just
Yeah.
waiting for you to fuck
Yeah.
up, bro. And on
Just
top
them
of that,
cricket
bro,
noises.
it's mad competitive, bro. Because you got like I don't even know how to describe it, bro. You have like 3 other people who play your same instrument, like right next to you, bro. And if you fuck up, they're
you hear
replacing
it.
you.
Yeah.
They're
You hear it
replacing
too.
you, bro. They want you to fail too. You all want to make dope music, but they want to see you fall too. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of rappers also don't go through that same thing. You know what I mean? Where they're not necessarily. A lot of people say like, oh, a lot of people want me to fail, and it's like, well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would worry about like
Your own
what's
success.
pushing you to want
Exactly.
to succeed more.
Yeah.
You feel me? What's pushing you to make music that's different? What's pushing you to make your flow that's different? You know? So
I mean, focus on yourself. Like that's my biggest. If I had to give advice to anyone that wants to do it, just focus on you. Don't even listen to like nobody's critic or like just focus on you.
Yo,
man.
do me a favor. Just get a little bit closer to the mic when you're speaking to
Gotcha.
the mic. Bro, so tell me about your favorite song that you've written so far.
Favorite song and it's off top. It kind of just came. Like I write every day, and
Coming
it was just
in
one of those days.
out.
Just one of those days. That song just kind of hit different.
Yeah,
So what's that
facts.
song about?
I mentioned just my 3 brothers. I don't really know. It's just like it's a vibe. I don't know. It just kind of came from the chest. It kind of came at the right time too, for me.
So what's your next biggest step when it comes to like what's the next thing that you feel like is like the next step to reach another level?
Just keep improving. Just keep working, keep going to the studio. That's honestly like the only thing you really can do. Keep trying to find the sound, because most people try to find the sound and they try to find it tomorrow, and they think everything is going to come tomorrow. But it really just stay in the studio, just focus on you, and you'll feel it.
So does Apollo produce all your songs?
No, not all of them, but he's definitely produced some of them.
Word.
Yeah.
So is there anything? So you said On Top is called, right?
Off Top.
Off Top.
Yeah.
So is there any songs? Because I know one of the things you want to talk about was like mental health. So do you talk about any about mental health in any of your songs?
Yeah, pretty much all my
sure.
songs are kind of like that. And I kind of say like you can. My message, if I'm making music, is like you can really get through it.
Yeah.
So I mean, feel free not to get too personal about it.
Yeah,
bro,
everyone goes through like hardships. Everyone goes through heartbreaks. Like you're not the only person in the world who's feeling like low at a moment. You're not the only person in the world who's going through a certain situation. So like mental health is, to me, is like the most important thing. If your mental is not right, bro, nothing's gonna be right. And it's just like you really gotta find something that puts like a fire in you and makes you just want to go and just keep getting better at it. And then that's your passion. You know what I mean? Like music just kind of popped up to me. I just like woke up one day. I was like, let's try to write a song. And then I just kind of ran with it. My mom always said to, and you said your mom passed away. My mom passed away in 2014.
Bro, I'm so sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, and that's kind of where my mental kind of got lost. So like throughout high school, I was always had headphones in, like hoodie on. I was always just in my own element, but I was really deep down inside, like I was always hurting. So like I say a lot of my songs, like I said actually recently in the song I just recorded, I was like, I keep a mask but wear a smile. And I did that for so long, and like I always held like my problems in, and then now I just let it out in my song. So I'm not really good at just speaking my emotions, but if I write it, then like you'll feel it.
Yeah, that's just therapeutic. Always therapeutic. That's how I see it too.
For sure. Because I mean, the same thing with me, man. Like when I think
so therapeutic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's amazing,
Bro,
though.
that should be helping the shit out of me, bro. Because I'm not good at talking about my emotions. So when I finally just let it out on a piece of paper where I could sing it out loud, it's so different. Like I don't even know how to explain it. When you're just talking to someone and then like you put the mic away, and then just like you could talk to that person and then like they're hearing you, but like as soon as they walk out the like that door, you're like in your own emotions again. For me, like when I put it onto a mic and then I could keep hearing like what I just said, it's like okay, I can settle down. Like I don't know how to really explain it, but listening to my music and listening to like other people's music is like it just calms me the fuck down.
Nah, bro, I definitely get it, bro. And it's funny. I'm very open about mental health and stuff like that. I see a therapist. I've been seeing a therapist. Actually, I started seeing a therapist again.
See, that's good. You can go.
Yeah, bro,
I never had confidence to go do that, bro.
Bro,
like,
trust me, bro.
I can like understand why people go, but I've always had this thing like, I don't know, bro. Do they really give a fuck?
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't know
I
why.
mean, they go to like
I
school
don't
for
wanna
it. They
feel
have like
like
a certain
that,
diploma
Bro,
for it. But
I 100, bro. I'll be mad open with you right now, bro. In back one of my worst times in my life was back in like my 8th grade year, bro. I went through a lot of like mental shit. I tried to kill myself twice, right? And honestly,
well, hey
like,
man, you here?
yeah,
That's
bro,
a testimony
I'm here.
right
and,
there.
Know, like I felt like it was just I needed to go see someone, right? And at that time, bro, like I got into a lot of the wrong shit like at a young age, bro. I started hanging around like a lot of the wrong people, a lot of wrong vibes, like going into high school. And actually the thing that, like really just saved me was music. And it was mad funny because like I think I could have easily went like, the rapper route when I was little, but it was mad funny because I didn't. I was actually like in like, I was doing like concert band playing the trumpet. This guy comes into my school and he played the trombone, and he was like a teacher, and he was like, oh, I'm like a private teacher, like I could teach you. And at the time I couldn't afford nothing. And so I went back home, I ran to my mom and I was like, yo mom, like I feel like this guy could teach me something. And I thought my lips were too big for the trumpet mouthpiece, bro. And I told my teacher, I was like, yo, I don't want to play the trumpet anymore, bro. What else do you got? And he's like, I got the tuba. And I was like, Man, I want to be that bitch playing the tuba, bro.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah, I think that's the tuba, right?
That's the trombone,
That's the
right?
trombone.
The tuba's dead ass like that big ass.
The thing that you wrap around like
yeah.
the thing? Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking
And I
about.
was like, bro, I don't want to be that bitch playing the tuba. Everyone be like, tuba boy. Bro. Like, I don't want to be that guy, right? So this guy takes out, you know, it's like a movie, bro. It's mad funny. He pulls out this case, has dust all over. He wipes it off, and it basically just looks like a tuba but smaller, bro. And I was just like, I don't know why, bro. I fell in love with it, man. So I looked at it. I played it a little bit. This trombone guy told me he could teach me how to play it. Started with that, and then throughout like my high school career, I started doing like competitive, like, you know, concert bands like around New Jersey. So they had like
That's
an
fire.
area
That's cool as
band,
hell, yeah, word.
region band, you know, they had an all-state band and stuff, and you would compete, and it'd be mad lit, and it would be different because I was usually the only like minority besides like, you know, Asians, you know, like going to play there, right?
Yeah,
And
I feel you.
it'd be different. There wasn't too many people there, and that's really what saved me, bro. And honestly, like concert music at first, like, you know, like classical music was the first thing that got my mental like right. And then once I
That
got
Beethoven
into like,
shit, right?
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
And then
word.
like it's funny, I always wrote music when I was little, but it was trash, bro. I look at, bro, I used to have like these small
I have
little
notebooks too,
right?
word,
And I'd
word.
be looking through it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I
funny as
can't
hell.
even remember what they said.
I
but
still
it's-
have some of mine at
bro,
the
like,
crib,
bro,
yeah.
they'd say the goofiest stuff, bro.
Yeah,
I'd have to be like,
I actually found my old email where I used to write all my all my lyrics in the email. So I would just sit in my drafts, and I found that email like a week ago, and it was all this stuff I wrote when I first started writing. I was like, oh my god.
yeah, bro, I used to write about like heartbreak, bro. I used to write about like, but it was funny because I never really knew how to like. As I got older, you get better at like, you know, expanding your vocabulary
Yeah.
Exactly.
and expanding like
Your
you know,
mind expands too.
Your man
Hell
expands
yeah.
it.
Hell
You
yeah.
have to go through shit to write about, and like that's why being so young, like you just got to keep going, keep living through shit, and then eventually like your story will come out. Like you just
Yeah,
have to
bro.
keep experiencing stuff. And
Word.
just go have fun, man. Do you?
But you know, going to a therapist and doing music at the same time was kind of like how I learned like the balance in between. And it's funny, my senior year of high school was probably like a complete 180 from like when I started high school, man. I was happy, I had a girl, you know what I mean? And I honestly thought at that point, like it was such a high point for me that I was like, yo, my depression's cured, my anxiety is cured, you know what I mean? And I think that special word is cured there because like, I don't think depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, I don't think there's ever a real cure for it.
No.
I think it's unfortunately, I mean, at least what I think about it now, I feel like it's like something that you got to deal with the rest of your life, but I think you get better and better at it. You know what I mean? And then you get so good to a point where like if those thoughts ever come up, you know how to handle it. And you know, for a while there after high school, I stopped seeing my therapist. And let me tell you, my first sessions with my therapist, bro, greatest shit ever, bro. Greatest shit ever. Because I remember I walked in there and, bro, I remember my mom bringing me, bro. Remember my mom bringing me, she's like, yo, this will be good for you, yo. This will be good for you. And I was like, yo, fuck this guy. Yo, and shout out to my therapist too, because he watches my stuff, bro. So shout out you, man. I love you.
Tap in.
But I remember just sitting there and he's like, yo, so how do you feel? And I was just sitting there like,
Yeah, mad as hell. Why I
Nah,
gotta
it's
be
all not
here?
saying the
yo?
word. I
and
wouldn't
these
say a word
sessions were
either.
expensive, bro. I mean, like with the insurance, I mean, like our insurance covered them. Without the insurance, they're expensive as fuck for an hour.
Oh,
right?
100%.
So I'm
That's
sitting
one
there,
thing about life too, bro.
Yeah,
Medicaid,
man.
all that shit. Bro.
Hell yeah, bro. So I sat there and I just said nothing, bro. I looked at him and he was like, "So you gonna talk?" I was like, "Nope, just gonna sit here."
Yeah, but
I was like,
hey,
I guess
look,
we gonna do
he
this,
was
man.
chipping at that brick wall,
Hell
though. He
yeah,
got
he
you.
chipped- he chipped it, he chipped it, bro.
Would you consider yourself stubborn?
Hell yeah, bro. What the hell, bro? Even now, bro. Like,
I'm
even
stubborn as hell, bro.
My
Yeah.
opinions, bro, and what I think about stuff. Like whenever I butt heads with somebody,
Yeah.
I love debating. I love like talking about different shit. Even music, bro. I'm very hard on it too, man.
I'm
Like,
stubborn.
very
I'm
hard.
more stubborn about like me. Like I won't do something just because someone else is telling me to do it. Like
Oh,
I can't.
man.
Oh man, that should be driving me crazy, bro.
You know
They're trying to
what?
like force me to do something. And I'm just like, nah, man. I'm gonna do me.
I'm always like this, whenever I people ask me for advice or if I'm ever trying to give advice, I'm always gonna say, I'm not gonna point you towards I'm not gonna tell you what's right or wrong. I'm gonna just show you your options, you know what I mean? But if you're not gonna consider an option, then that's really on you.
That's on you.
know what I
Exactly,
mean?
yeah.
So it's like, music, definitely my therapy. Writing music today, my
100%
fucking therapy, bro. Like I
yeah,
put all my lyrics into all my music, like I put all of my heart into that. You know
have
what
to.
I mean?
I mean, if I have I do the same thing. So like,
me
it's like
too.
you have to.
And
You have
I'm very spiritual. My mother was very spiritual. She believed in energies, all this stuff. She studied that. She hiked mountains all over the country, bro. She went to
Yeah.
Chile,
Wow.
Spain, all these places to like try to get like a higher spiritual energy within herself. And actually a week the week after she passed, we were supposed to go on a trip together to hike a mountain near Chicago to kind of go on the spiritual retreat. And it was like the first place that I was supposed to like learn how to really like open up like my third eye. And if you know anything about the third eye, third eye is always like, it's supposed to protect you from like, it's basically like I don't ever want to speak spiritually and ever people take me too literally, because I feel like a lot of these are just concepts.
Yeah, it's theories,
but
you know what I'm saying?
You give a face and you give like something physical towards it so people could grasp it better, because not everybody understands, you know, just through talking. Some people are visual learners.
Exactly.
So third eye is supposed to protect you from like bad energies that are coming like from behind your back, things you can't see. And honestly, my therapist, I really see him as my third eye, because you know what? You said before, you're like, you know, I don't really know if they give a fuck about you, right?
Yeah.
But you know what?
But also, like, that could be the stubbornness in me.
No, but you know what? To a certain extent, that's true. That's true. And you know what? They exactly should be like that. You want to know why? Because not necessarily so literally that they shouldn't give a fuck about you, but they don't really give a fuck about what's other people are thinking or how they affect your life.
Exactly.
For example, I was going through like a really bad hardship with this one girl that I was talking to, right? And
that's
I was
the one
just
thing
like,
we said we wasn't going to.
my time, my investment was all into this girl, right?
Yeah.
And he was just telling me,
happens.
my friends all had something different to say. Half of them were like, yo, like, I think she's really great, you shouldn't let her go. Other half was like, bro, she's no good for you. And then you're left in between, like, you know, if you have a group of good friends that are splitting you in half, telling you this and that, you know what I mean? I feel like a therapist is that person in your life who's really just gonna like lay out your options in front of you and just be like, well, this leads to this could lead to this could lead to this could lead to this. I don't give a fuck about that girl. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about that girl, how she affects your life. I literally just care about you making a decision and you knowing what you're gonna do. Because sometimes in life we make shitty decisions.
Stupid decisions, for sure.
And the whole point is to learn from it and like dissect that. And that's really where I see my therapist like now, you know what I mean? I still see my therapist now regularly just because I think it's healthy. You know what I mean? I think it's healthy to talk to someone and just being like, hey, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? And him literally not like be affected by it. Like, he's not affected by your decisions.
Yeah,
you know
he's
what I mean?
no judgment at all.
Regardless, at the end of the day, like, you know, it's dope to have someone who's not going to judge you at all for that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, there's not really too many other people who you could say that about. You know, like, there's always going to be people you trust. But like, for example, in my case, bro, like, these past 4 years, I lost my girl, my actual dog, not my dog, like my homie, but like my dog. I lost my mother, and I lost my best friend.
Shit,
right?
bro, I'm sorry to hear that.
So over the 4 years, and then like, you know, you lose those things, and then you start thinking, who else do I have? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are able to cope with it themselves, but like, see the thing is, you don't want to cope with things unhealthily. You know what I mean? The things you keep inside of you, bro.
That's kind of what I'm like struggling with. Keep it a buck. Like, I kind of keep everything more so eternal, and then I try to like lay out my options myself. So I kind of see myself as like my own therapist, I guess you could say, because you always have your left, your right, you know, yin yang kind of shit. So it's like more so it's like you gotta. There's always good and evil on each side. So it's really like what you think is good and what you think is evil, how you see it, how your perspective of it changes, and yeah, that's a very touchy subject too, you know.
And so, how about you? So, like I said, bro, feel free not to get too personal as much as you want, man. But like, I always
I'm
like to
pretty
see
open.
like,
I don't care really.
So, like, do you feel like do you suffer from mental health too? Like, you know, some issues and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I would say more so depression, anxiety, and I don't know. I kind of feel like I battle with myself a lot because my own head, you know, my own thoughts. I feel like that's like my weakest standpoint right now. It's basically just my mind, because like my perception of everything around me is pretty good, but like when I'm living it in that moment, I feel like things are kind of against me. I feel like things kind of like looking at me a certain way, or, you know, kind of like more so odd. So that's really the only thing I'm really struggling with right now, I could say.
Yeah. So, like, for example, like depression, how do you deal with that?
Smoke? Nah, I'm joking.
Yo, low key though, low key.
Nah, yeah, high key.
High key.
Don't do drugs, kids. But nah, I mean, more so, I guess you can say like I'm very spiritual too. So I you know, I believe in my God, or, you know, whatever, my faith. So I pray, you know, and a lot of people be like, you know, meditate. But in my opinion, when I pray, I feel like that is a form of meditation.
Whoa.
So it's like, you know,
right out of my mouth,
you know, that's what it is.
Pray
Sometimes I get vibrations,
you
know, I get tingling feelings around me, more so like, you know, holy presence or whatever, you know, the case you can say. So I kind of lean towards that. But it's like, when you pray, when you look up to, you know, God, you do certain things, he's not always going to give you your answer right then and there. You're still going to have to go through your walk. you know, I was watching something today on TikTok too. It was actually about like something about faith, and it's like when you're in that pit, don't give up in that pit. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're down bad, you're down on your ass, you got nothing else to lose. You know, still keep your faith, and that kind of just brings it back to me. It's like, all right, if I'm in a pit, no one else is gonna help me but myself. So it's like I gotta get myself out that pit. You know,
Word.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Bro, I definitely feel that, bro. And I think meditation is another thing, bro. Meditation is so freaking important.
So
Look at the
underrated.
Buddhas, man.
It clears
So
your mind.
underrated.
Prayer is a form of meditation. I think anything that allows you to have a conversation with yourself,
Yes.
or
Yeah, your
have
higher
a
self.
conversation with, you know, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Allah, whatever it
Exactly.
is, bro. Like it's really just
Whatever
starting to
helps
get to
you.
read yourself. You know, what I mean, it's important to understand yourself.
You
to
gotta,
really
you
get
gotta,
that right.
exactly.
You feel me?
You gotta find yourself to do what you gotta do.
And you gotta love yourself too.
Yeah,
You
that's the
definitely
most
gotta love
important.
yourself.
Self love is the most important thing.
Hell yeah,
man.
bro.
So,
Hell yeah.
that's what I battle with too. When I lost my mom, like she was my best friend. So like that was the person that was the person I talked to. So when I lost her, I became very stubborn and I became super close. Closed in, and I wouldn't let nobody in. I didn't want to deal with nobody, man. It sucks, and that's where like the not loving myself came. That's where all my depression came from, and then I just would say, just keep fighting, man. Don't like you said, you almost killed yourself 2 times, like.
Yeah, you're
I
still
felt
here,
that.
bro. God bless
You know what I'm
for
saying?
real,
I
bro.
felt that.
Yeah,
And that's
bro.
what I mean.
It's
Like,
like-
I try to make
sad.
music for people like you because
Exactly.
I've been in that situation myself too. Where
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
want to be here no more, man. That shit, like, that's the most empty feeling in the world. And like to walk around and carry a burden on your back or like carry a hole in your heart all the time, like, man, that shit sucks. And it's like
Yeah,
a big
bro.
struggle. And a lot of people, listen, you're not alone.
Oh yeah.
He's not alone. I always let him know that, like, yo, you're not alone. I'm always one of the people I try to, if I talk, pay attention because I'm not speaking just to
Yeah,
talk.
for no
you know
reason,
what I'm
no
saying?
bullshit.
I'm always trying to like help people, and even though if I'm not feeling cool inside, like I'll be alright.
Yeah,
I've
bro.
been through a struggle, and I'm sure. Yeah, you told me you went through. I'm glad for you. Thank you for opening up for that too.
Yeah, bro. Of course.
You went through a
know,
struggle.
I
Just
feel like
keep
you
your head
know,
up and keep pushing.
I'm honestly right now in my life, bro. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
See, that's
I'm the
amazing.
happiest I've ever been in my life, bro. And you know, it's weird. When my mom passed, bro, I had a very different experience than most people would have if something like that happened to them. The last 2 years of my mother's life, I was always cool with my mom. I mean, like, who's not cool with their mom? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But the last 2 years of her life, she became my best friend. Like, we became more open about stuff. I was telling her about things that I've never talked to her about before. Like, she actually became like almost like a homie would be like. You know,
becomes your
tell your
homeboy.
homie, you know,
Exactly.
and it's like we would talk about so many things, and I got to learn about her spiritual side of her life. And so when she passed, one of the biggest things she told me, and it's a lot of things that I give advice to people, is just like everything happens for a reason. So like, you know, the day of, you know, even the day after, it's weird. That night I didn't cry, you know.
Yeah, that happened to me too when someone passed.
Yeah, the next week I was worried about everybody else and how they felt, and especially it was in the middle of COVID, so it was like, and it was
Yeah,
in the middle
lowest
of
of
the lockdown.
lows, yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It was in the middle of lockdowns, and so like, you know, nobody got to go to a wake. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh wow, nah, yeah,
yeah,
that's
nobody got to show up to a wake.
yeah, that's something you can't really take away from family though.
She
I
didn't
think.
want to be cremated. You know what I mean? And during that,
You want to know why
know,
though? She's spiritual, bro. She
Yeah,
knows what
bro.
she was doing. She
Yeah.
knows what she was doing. God bless her, bro.
She didn't want to be cremated, but you know, at the moment we didn't have a decision because you know Peru was on lockdown. She wanted to be buried in Peru next to her grandmother. I knew that. And
Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
Peruvian. Oh, by the way, what are you guys? Ah, shit, que lo que?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Puerto Rican. Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
I just came back from
Boricua.
I just
Okay,
came back
okay.
from PR like
that's
3
lit,
days
bro.
ago. Yeah, it
That's
was
lit,
I mean, I
beautiful.
haven't been since I was 4. I'm tight, yo.
Bro, yo, if y'all trying to take a trip, bro. You know,
Yeah, I'm down. I just came back. I'll go for another one. I don't care.
But yeah, like I was saying, you know, like when all that shit went down, it was weird because I felt like it was almost like whenever, well, like I said, I'm very spiritual. Whenever anybody leaves your life, especially if they're your blood relatives, their energy and all the energy you've gotten from all the ancestors all the way down your line gets passed on to you. And that's why I think it's so important to live a clean life, to live a life that not only is free from, some people call it sin, I just call it bad energy. You know what I mean? Because all that energy that you die with, God forbid you leave early from this earth, is going to go to succeed like to the rest of your family. Your energy gets spread around.
Yeah, that's karmic action. Yeah, it happens all the
It's your
time.
life force. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
So
That's why like the generational curses. That's how
Yeah,
that
man.
happens. It's crazy how that
So my
happens.
mom, it was so weird, man. Her last couple months of her life, man, like she was literally in a spiritual like balance of like she was free from everything, bro. Like I could tell, like she was walking around with a smile. She was
High off life.
like it was just ridiculous. Like she felt like she had no bad blood anywhere, bro. And
That's
it was
good,
weird because
man.
that past year she was really working on it, and I was just it was so random, bro. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. Because now I
Yeah.
look back and I'm like, damn, like maybe she didn't know, but like the universe knew, obviously, you know.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like when she left, bro, she left no bad blood behind. So all that energy I got from my mom was just all like I felt like it was strength. You feel me? So when she passed, bro, and I had to make all those like quick decisions of like, oh, do we cremate her? Oh, do we do this? Oh, do we have a ceremony? Oh, how do I tell her family back at home? You know what I mean? And my grandma's still around. You know, her mother's still around. So I was like, how do I tell my
Wow.
grandma? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How do I look at her and tell her this? You know? So I was just like, you know, and it was all like just strength and power. And it was weird because a lot of people almost like looked at me and they're like, bro, you're kind of a psychopath for like being chill with your mom leaving. I'm just
Yeah, word.
like I said, I'm just mad open about this stuff, and I'm just always trying to spell love, positivity, and like, you know, not enough
peace,
people
brother.
talk about how to handle death.
No, they don't.
Nobody
Nah,
talks about that.
no one
You know
talks
what I mean?
about that.
And honestly,
It
before
ain't
my
easy.
mother, yeah, it's not easy, you know, and everybody takes it differently.
Yeah,
but like even
for sure.
before, I feel like there should almost be a course in high school that you have to take, just like how you have to take freaking what is it, financial
Like,
literacy?
yeah,
Financial
something
literacy,
like
by
that.
the way, you got to learn that shit, bro.
Yeah, I took it my freshman year.
Stocks, you know,
Yeah.
like what's it called? Money market accounts, bro. Moving your money is so important, bro. So important.
That is.
bro.
That's what's gonna make you money in your sleep.
Hell
that's,
yeah,
That's
bro.
what it is.
Like it's so important, and you know, talking about death and all that stuff, it's tough subject because
Very
it
tough.
leads back into depression. And honestly, without my therapist, you know, like I feel like if I was at my lowest and I didn't see my therapist before, you know what I mean, with my history of suicidal thoughts and stuff, like that would have been like maybe a fleeting moment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That would have been might have been too much if I hadn't worked on
Probably.
it in the past. You know?
Exactly.
So
That's crazy, man.
tell me, man. Hold on, I'm gonna look at some of the stuff we got here too. So, what are some of your upcoming plans in terms of music, man?
I dropped the tape like last October, but I'm gonna kind of just disappear in the studio for a little bit.
Word?
That's actually what I've been doing. I've just been in a cave, just writing every day. Sit on my phone wherever I go, just write. Because lyrics are gonna take you, you know,
So-
lyrics and focusing on your voice. And I'm not really looking to make it tomorrow. You know what I mean? I'm more looking just in the future. Just keep writing and keep writing.
So let me ask you, bro, why isn't your stuff on Spotify?
I just dropped it on SoundCloud. I wasn't really expecting anything out of it. I think I just did it just to release. I went through a bad breakup too last year, and that was like I just wanted to release a few, like one song on there, like it's about my ex,
Yeah,
and
man.
I just wanted to just release it.
Yeah, man.
Just
Bro,
let it out.
Trust me, bro. Like, if anybody's like, listen, I released my song. I'm like 3 years ahead of time, right? When I released my song about my ex, like back when I don't talk to her anymore, right? And I think it's funny because it's almost aged well. You know what I mean? I look back at
Yeah.
it, and as long as I look back and I'm like, yo, I'm super proud of that song because that song that I released, super proud of. I'm still proud of it.
Yeah.
There's a little
It's a good
corny,
song.
like looking back at it, man.
But it
Yeah,
is
I
what it is.
listened
You
to it.
gotta
I'm
do
like,
it.
this
That's
is
your
corny,
work.
but
Yeah,
like,
Fuck
you
it.
did a little corner, but fuck it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. I worked hard in
I
it.
worked hard on it.
You know, and it's like it is what it is. And you know,
wish her the best. Good luck.
hell yeah, but bro, if I were to say anything, I think one of the biggest problems or mistakes that artists do nowadays is not taking advantage of putting your stuff out on as many platforms as you can. And I think a lot of artists are just too scared to release like their music. And I'm definitely a hypocrite talking about this stuff
Yeah,
too. Because
I think about that shit all
That's
the
why.
time.
That's also my biggest critic.
Yeah,
so
bro.
I would just SoundCloud, let it rock on SoundCloud, and then once I really want to do it, then
Like established type shit.
yeah,
That's
I
when
want to
you
be
put it on
established
different-
before I just drop
yeah,
anything.
platforms.
I don't want to just blow up off like be known off of one song, which a lot
Yeah,
of
for
people
sure.
want to be known as. Like these days, like okay, we know you by that one song. I don't want to be known by one song.
because I almost feel like it's a lot of trial and error, and I feel like, you know, you get better as the more shit you pump out there. But also I feel like we're in a unique time period in music where you can promote your own music on platforms that are so easily accessible to so many
TikTok,
listeners.
Instagram,
And it's like, why wouldn't
Snap,
you do it?
Twitter.
Like, for example, Cardi B had like what, 2 or 3 full albums of music before Bodak Yellow came out. But before
Really? Wait, I didn't even know that though.
Hell yeah,
I
bro.
didn't know that either.
She had like 3 or 2 full albums, bro. And they're like 12 songs each album, bro. 12, 8 songs, whatever EPs you want to call them. Bro, and none of them were hits, bro. None of them were hits. Bodak Yellow comes out, it sounds exactly like some of those songs that have passed, but she just kept releasing stuff. Lil Uzi, even like Tyler doesn't really count because he had his whole group and stuff like that before too, right?
Yeah,
but.
right.
I'm thinking of other artists. Jack Harlow, bro. Jack Harlow
was working for a minute, and then now he is
bro.
where he is.
Yeah,
It's like
all the videos back then. Oh my god, hilarious!
It just shows, man, hard work. Like really, you just gotta keep focus on you.
It's mad affordable, bro. Like there's, like, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Like for example, I listened to the top 10. What was the name of the thing you just sent me? It was like the top 10 songs you feel like you released, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of those ones. They're. I thought the vocals were sound pretty good on it. I think the production value on it was pretty good. I honestly didn't know what to expect listening to it because, bro, you gotta understand. I've listened to so many rappers, so many rappers.
You got your foot in everything.
So many producers,
you listen to everything,
and it's like, you know, and I've even got to work with like, you know, cool people before, and it's like, you know, no matter how dope somebody is, I always see the same thing, and the biggest critique I have for anybody who's getting into music is that they're not putting enough stuff out on enough platforms. They're too scared that their music is either going to be judged, or they're too scared that the music is not good. And it's like dope if you're your own critic, right? But you know what sucks? You don't have enough other critics. You know what I mean? You want to catch the vibe of what everybody else is feeling.
Strangers make you famous.
Hell yeah. Like,
literally.
Let me tell you this.
Strangers make you famous. Niggas you don't know be overseas changing your songs word for word, got your posters on the wall, everything. You don't even know them back home. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
hell yeah,
that's
bro.
why you make your music for that people.
You never know who you're gonna meet at that grunge thing that I told you, right? At the grunge thing, and honestly, I don't know what's up with this guy now, because honestly, I haven't talked to him in a minute. But at the time, he was in the same situation where he had met someone cool, and he thought that was gonna blow up his career.
Yeah.
And I have no idea why he was at my show in Montclair in a grunge basement at a rock shit, right? Come out, he's like, bro, I recorded you and your rap group, bro. You guys are so dope. I recorded your whole show. Like, I'll give you the videos after. And I was like, oh, this is just some kid, like, blah, blah, blah. He's cool. He's like, yo, actually, I'm Lil Nas X's photographer. And I was like, whoa, that's dope as shit.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
I was just like, yeah, right, whatever the fuck, right? And he's like, yo, this is my Instagram. Pulls up his Instagram, got a whole bunch of pictures with Lil Nas X. And this is during Old Town Road type, like, you know, like.
Okay, yeah, so when he just first started buzzing.
So, like, I was just like, damn.
Yeah, that's kind of big. That's kind of big.
I was like, yo,
Pause.
this is dope as fuck, right? And he made his own music. Now, I honestly never caught up with him after that. I think after that night, like, we talked a little bit. We're like, yo, we want to make music together. And he was like, cool. I listened to some of his stuff. Some of his stuff was kind of cool. After that, I think like 6 months later, 8 months later, he took off all the pictures down he had of him and Lil Nas X, right? And they were legit too. They weren't even fake. Like, you know, I thought he photoshopped that shit. I was like, you got a camera, bro? You probably like fucking fake. Nah, them were legit. Oh, and they follow each other too. They follow each other on Instagram, so that's how I knew it was fucking legit too. And this was before Lil Nas X was huge. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Sometime in between, I don't know if they had some beef or whatever. Off, but like I said, fell off. And one of the things that we were talking about with him was just like, bro, like for example, there's CD Baby and there's DistroKid right now. There's the two that come off the top of my head. Basically, how music works, you want an aggregator because you can't go straight to Spotify. You can't go straight to Apple Music. You got to pay monthly to keep your music on there, right? You get one of them, they'll put your shit on TikTok. As like people could look it up on TikTok, you know. My one song that I have out, you could go on Instagram, you go on the Instagram stories, and you know the little
you could put it on.
You could put like Beto, and you look it up, and boom, my song posts up, and people could put it on their story.
That's tough. I'm about to start doing it.
Guess how much I pay a month for that?
Well, like $5.
Bro, I pay like $16 a month for that.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's like a Hulu subscription,
like, bro. Like, and this is what I'm talking about. And that's
my subscription.
This is sometimes where I get heated with some people I'm talking to in the booth, and I'm recording them because I'm like, bro, where's your music? And they're like, SoundCloud. I'm like, bro, you can only post a certain amount of songs there until like, you know, it's over, right? Until like they stop and you're like, oh, you got to upgrade your subscription, right? And I think now SoundCloud actually might have like a new thing where they're kind of trying to be an aggregator now, like DistroKid and like CD Baby.
I mean,
bro,
yeah, they have the HQ for it, bro. You ever seen the SoundCloud like the building, basically like the enterprise, whatever, wherever they are. Yeah, it's huge. It's nice.
Yeah, bro, and they fought to keep that shit together. Who was the? I think it was Chance. Was it? I think it was Chance the rap. No, I don't think it was Chance. I forget what. Some big SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah,
when SoundCloud
they
was about
bought
to close
it, right?
down. Yeah, they gave like hella money and they were trying to promote it.
I mean, SoundCloud is the OG, bro. Like,
Oh, trust me, it's the OG. But I'm saying like
it's harder now because you know there's so many streaming platforms now. But I think
like even with this
SoundCloud's OG.
podcast, bro. Even with this podcast, like I could have just posted it up on YouTube or I could have just chose like one podcast, like, you know, hosting site. A lot of the ones that are free are like, you know, like, no, there's not none that are free, but I could have just chose Pandora or something like that. But the one I'm using right now is shout out Buzzsprout. Please sponsor me again. I'm sorry that we stopped their sponsorship. Like they post it up on everything, and a lot of people they're like, oh, like what can I listen to your podcast on? And I was like, Spotify. They're like, oh, I'm an Apple Music person, and I'm like, it's on Apple Podcasts, so suck my dick, bro. And then some other people will be like weird. They're like, oh, I only use Deezer to listen to freaking podcasts. I'm like, I'm on Deezer. I'm on Deezer.
Yeah, we're just going YouTube. Boom, whip it on the table.
Go on YouTube, or I'll be like, some people be like, oh, I only use Google Play. I'm like, well, shit.
My shit's on there too.
What's up, bro? It should be the same thing with music, bro. So that's one of my biggest suggestions to you,
true.
bro.
Yeah.
Because
I appreciate that,
bro,
for real.
like you just want everybody to listen to that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you could see which songs will pop off and what don't. You know what I mean? Because like I'm listening to your flow, you know, on your music too. Like I said, I like it. You know, it's just for me, it's just like it has I forget what artist would you say you're more similar to?
Oof, get a lot of them.
I get Lil Skies a lot, and like Juice. Like I kind of sound like Juice WRLD. I don't know how people say I sound like Juice WRLD, but I guess like the emotion part of it.
Do you sing too? Because I hear you singing a little bit. In there
Yeah,
too.
I sing too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do-
very
do
low
you-
keyly. I
Do
sing.
you ever plan on singing without any auto-tune or anything like that?
Yeah, we have raw vocals now.
I record everything right now with raw vocals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and then we
like
send it off.
I said, bro, I only listened to like, you know, I only got to listen to a little bit because like I said, I was like, oh, I think someone told me that he makes music, and I was fucking excited, bro, when we got in here, bro. I was like,
Yeah, Twin, shout out Twin.
So, tell me too, bro. You have over here protecting your peace, bro. What you want to talk about with that?
Protecting your peace. Whatever, man. Anything you go through, like if you're going through a hardship, just like Brian I said, when I went through a bad heartbreak, like I let out like a lot of emotions I've never really let out before, and there were a lot of like negative emotions, and it took me a while to just like settle down, calm down, and just protect your peace, man. Don't let anyone, you know, if it's a girl or someone like that, like you have them for a little bit, but like if it's time to go, like it's a lesson from God. You know what I'm saying? It's a time to go,
I'm
and
going
just
through that
focus
shit
on
now,
you,
bro.
man.
That shit
Protect your
sucks.
peace, protect your mindset, protect your energy, protect you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let a boss or ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend do anything to like mess up your mental, man. For real, that's my biggest. Protecting your peace, yeah. Don't let anyone fuck with you, man. Like, especially as you get older, you can only tolerate like so many certain things, and then once you get older, you realize like you don't need a lot of people around you. You don't want a lot of people around you. You want to just focus on you, and you feel the real energy from people if they really love you or not.
No, yeah, I definitely feel that. You know, making sure you have the right people around you too, I feel is very important.
Yeah,
circle is very important.
Circle is super
Who you let
important.
in.
You're a product
Yeah,
of your
100%.
environment. So if you hang around a bunch of people that are not doing nothing, and
Yeah,
then
hang
you're
around 5 bums, you'll be the 6. Hang
you'll be
around
the
5
sixth
rich
bum.
people, you'll be the 6 richest.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
You feel your part.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because I think the older I get, you know, it's so funny, bro. When I was 19 or even when I was 21, bro, because I'm 23 right now, I don't want to make it sound like I'm super older than you, but bro, every year of my life, it's been so different, you know, the past like couple years. And,
you go through so many changes, man. Every
people
year
come in,
you
people
change
come
something.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you really just need to start feeling the vibe of like, you know,
Who's really
Yeah,
who's
there,
really there
who's
for you or
not.
not?
There for you, you know?
Because right now
Yeah, for sure.
everyone's honestly like just everyone's
Scamping.
experimenting, everyone's running around just having, and I don't
People weird, bro.
Yeah, people
Weird as hell.
people are having
I'm a
fun.
weirdo
People are
too,
doing what they
Nah,
gotta
but like,
do.
see, like when it comes to that, like you're weird in the go way. You know what I'm saying? That's like you, like
appreciate that.
you're
I
unique.
appreciate
You know, that's what brings you like you to the table. You know what I'm saying? He has something that you know his value brings to the table. You as well, me as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's like good, weird, and you know unique way. But it's like people, you know, the difference between like weird and like weird. You know what I'm saying?
We all got value, man. No matter how weird you are, like you should never be judged. You should never.
Exactly.
If people want to judge, just give them a nice middle finger. Keep it pushing, man. Because there's
oh, trust me, I feel that, bro. I
keep it
definitely feel
pushing.
that.
A lot of people are gonna judge you, and it is what it is. You gotta accept it. And a lot of people are not gonna like what you do, especially if you're winning. And a lot of people are gonna
that's where
like
the
if
hate
you're
comes in.
losing.
Yep.
You know, it's funny because this classic stereotype, and you probably have felt it before, bro. If you're up and coming producer, you're an up and coming rapper, right? How do you deal with that? You know, how do you deal with that hate? Or like, you know,
Put it in my lyrics.
putting your lyrics.
Yeah.
Word. So do you still deal with a lot, like, or even you know, with producing, like you tell people you're a producer, you tell people you're a rapper. How do you?
People
like,
just laugh.
Yeah, I mean, like it's kind of funny seeing the reaction. Yeah,
let 'em
I'm not
laugh.
gonna cap because it's like
funny.
It's like, oh yeah, everyone's doing music. Oh yeah, yo, you don't look like you can do music, but it's like, how am I supposed to look like when I want to do? It's my life, you know. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
There's no image
Yeah,
to
exactly.
music, bro. Your
Nothing.
music
It's a life
will
in,
talk for
in general
itself.
too.
Your music will speak for. If you make good music, your music will speak for itself.
Exactly.
I definitely feel
That's
that.
why I feel like don't focus on like trying to find an image or trying to. If you try to find an image, the industry will recruit you, and then the industry will chop your legs off. Just for you trying to find an image and trying to pop for 2 years, they're gonna just rob you. How about you try to look 7-8 years ahead and be like, where do I really want to take music? Do I want to just pop for 2 years and make my money and cool and chill out? That's cool if people want to do that. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to really make a statement and.
You know
And
who's really
print my
doing
name
it
in
crazy
that.
right now too? Russ. Oh my
hell yeah,
gosh.
bro. Russ
I
is
give
Independent to
Russ-
the
Hell
so
yeah,
much.
Russ
bro.
is ridiculous.
Russ is
You know he's
crazy.
from Jersey too, but he claims Maryland.
Word.
That
Damn.
guy.
Damn, bro.
We still have
And people
one
don't give
big
people
artist from
hate on
Jersey.
Russ, bro. And he's
Yeah,
he
bro, I
sells out
love Russ.
arenas.
I'm not even gonna cap. Yeah, every single fan in there.
How you feel
singing a
about
song.
how you feel about the Jersey music scene, bro? Honestly,
It's like
feel-
everywhere.
I'm enjoying it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Honestly, for
It's
me,
cool.
bro, I feel like there's nothing because you know people are like you know they have a certain like you know Florida flow, you know, what I
Yeah.
mean? Cali flow.
There's nothing.
Atlanta
There's,
flow.
Yeah,
I
like
feel
the
like there's
slang, what
nothing
they
from
say in
Jersey.
the
There's like
songs,
a
too.
Jersey type of
Yeah.
slang. Like there's a Jersey slang, but like it. I don't really know. Like there's nothing in music that really stands out as like, okay, this is what we're rapping about. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're going through. You know what I mean? Like how Chicago has their struggle. Florida has their struggle. Like New Jersey, everywhere, every state has a struggle. You know what I mean? And no one really raps about like the struggle or even like the mental struggle that you can go through, at least in Jersey.
Yeah, bro. I mean, to be honest, I always wanted to be one of the biggest things that I don't. The same reason why you might not release music, you know what I mean, and why I feel like I gotta, you know, just start putting shit out just to put out is. I'm not content with like some of the music I make, right? I listen to it, I'm like, damn, I wish it could be better.
Yep.
That's me too.
Yes, sir.
But I find it very hard to find inspiration and people I look up to in Jersey. You know what I mean? There's not so many people to give you that inspiration. And don't get me wrong, for a while I was always like, all right, so I'm gonna be that inspiration. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
you
be that
try to
person
at least, you know what I'm saying?
to push the boundaries of music in New Jersey and like try to put something on the map, right? But lately, bro, I've just been thinking and like, you know, there's a certain point as an artist and as a musician or as a producer, you gotta talk to yourself and be like, all right, not trying to be funny here, but am I that guy? You know what I mean? Am I that? Am
Yeah,
I,
can you
am I
handle that weight?
Yeah,
Boy,
am I that new Kendrick?
think about that every day, like for real.
Am I that new Kendrick or am I that new?
Am I wasting my time right
You know,
now?
like, or is it time to like, you know, try something different and stop trying to go for like, you know, that, oh, I'm going to be super successful off of this flow. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to be super
Expand.
successful off this song that
Get out
like,
your
that
comfort
song I
zone.
get. You know, like Jack Harlow,
Exactly.
he moved, you know what I mean? He moved and got out of his little state, you know what I mean? And now he comes back and he's like, well, I brought this back and I learned. One of the things that reason I'm saying that is because I'm going to Houston for 2 weeks in August because I just told myself, I was like, yo, it's time to get inspired, bro. I think it's time to travel. I think it's time to meet different people.
Yes, sir.
I think it's time to get new connects, you know, see
very
other people.
important. I want to get out of Jersey so
bro.
bad, but
Yeah, man. And I definitely suggest sooner than later, bro. Because I was always that person who was just like, I'm content in Jersey. And
I'm
when
not
everybody
here,
wanted to
bro.
leave, like in high school, everybody's like, oh, I fucking hate Jersey. I need to get the fuck out. I was never that person.
bro, the Coiler Rays from Hackensack and like
I didn't even know that,
like,
bro.
and that
Yeah,
just
she's from
shows like
Hackensack,
Jersey
yeah.
shows like no love towards.
She even said in her
artists,
interview
bro.
too, man.
Yeah,
but
Jersey's-
it's very
is what
true
it
though.
is,
Jersey
bro.
has no love, and if I'm gonna be honest with you, the underground scene right now for like Jersey rap and like music and stuff like that, I feel like it's making its name for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like like people that I know, you know, like Scav, and then they, like people I heard of like Tennis Boy Will, whatever. I think they're all from Jersey too.
Yo,
And
actually,
they're
funny enough, I was in a class with Tennis Boy Will, bro.
For real?
I was in the class with William Patterson, bro.
Bro, I saw on his Instagram he was chilling with P&B Rock at like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, bro.
Like, come on, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
actually
more
funny.
power to him.
He actually We were in class together, bro. This is so funny, bro.
Sure.
I think he might follow me on Instagram still. He might not. I forget, bro. But he was in my I think it was my what's that class? Psychology. It was in my college one psychology class, bro. He sat on the back right and said, bro, it was just a bunch of hooligans in that class. And I remember we're all talking, and she's like, "Oh, go around the classroom, everybody saying one thing, interesting about yourself." And that class you usually take your freshman year. I was taking it as a senior because I'm stupid. I didn't take the class when I was supposed to, bro. So I was just there with all these like little freshman kids, bro.
I was only senior in my math class.
Bro, it's all good, bro. And I remember he was in the back right, and I was just like, at one point I was just like, yeah, like I'm an engineer and stuff like that, bro. And then
He probably turned his head so quick.
bro, yeah, bro. He came running up to me and he was like,
Yep.
like after class, he's like, yo, you're an engineer? And I'm like, yeah, bro. And he's like, bro, I'm a rapper. I do all this stuff. And I'm like I said, I hear this shit all the time, bro. Everybody's a rapper, and that's cool, bro.
And every rapper's looking for an engineer to stay solid with.
Looking to stay engineer, but like I said, for me personally, I'm dope with getting into the studio, giving people certain advice, like more industry business advice. You know what I mean? As of my life right now, I've kind of fallen out of love with mixing and gotten more into like the sound editing aspect of like, engineering.
Yeah, videos and stuff like that. Yeah.
Videos, movies, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
you
want
can
people
make
to sound
big
dope.
in movies.
Podcasts is like, obviously this one, I've invested hella into.
I can tell you right now, that's shaking a pot. This podcast, yeah, I feel it.
Appreciate it.
Feel it. It's gonna be crazy.
Like there's other, and not only that, I have like more than artists and rappers. I have a big, connects with like different, people who are engineers, people who are mastering engineers. And it's like, I could tell, like, I'd be like, yo, I don't want to be your engineer because I'm not the right fit for you. I might have somebody else who's like, who'll be dope as fuck for you. You're looking for an engineer. Bro, I could already name on top of the head who I know would be dope as hell with you. You know what I mean? And if it works out, it works out. It doesn't. And when it comes to mastering engineers, well, bro, one of my boys who I'm going to have on this podcast probably in like a month, bro, he just got a deal of a lifetime, bro. He's actually going to be he's going to be a master engineer with like the top mastering engineer of pop albums right now. Like just some of the stuff that this guy's done recently. He did Ariana Grande's past album, Post Malone's past album, and he's gonna be his apprentice, bro. He's gonna be that dude's apprentice and learn
basically right hand man.
Like,
that's a blessing.
Basically right hand man. Wow.
Like he was in my same class, bro. He was like my lab partner for some shit, bro. And
it's crazy who you meet. You never know who's gonna pop.
And sometimes you could just tell some people are just fucking.
Yeah, they got that aura around them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Since bro, like I said, when I came into like this like industry, bro, I didn't know jack shit, bro. I worked hard as fuck just to like stay in the game and try to keep my head above water and shit. This kid, bro, he's been working since like 8th grade type shit, bro. He's been in this industry.
That's why I feel like if I were to do it as a kid, it would be, I would be on like a so much different level. You know what I'm saying?
I did. Like, I started writing super late too.
Yeah.
I started writing when I was like 17, but I was always into music, and I've always been a good writer. But I was a good like story writer. I was really good at storytelling, like writing like poems and stuff. And I got into music hella late. So if I got into music earlier,
so actually tell me, because actually I don't think this is one of the things we talked about yet. What is your writing process like? Like what stages do you go to? Because I'm always interested in that shit, bro.
I'm gonna be very honest. I write all my songs in under like 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's dope. That's
like,
dope as fuck.
Hook verse. It's like it kind of.
Is that your style? Hook verse.
Usually, yeah. And then it just comes to my brain. It's honestly crazy. I just let the beat just keep going, and then my thumb just kind of go. It's kind of crazy. I don't really. It's so fun to me. Like I can listen to any beat and literally
like
in 30 minutes I will be done.
Boom.
I will have the whole song ready to go. Like, and as I'm singing it is where all my emotion comes out through my lyrics.
That's dope as fuck. That's
like in that moment type shit too.
And what about you producing, bro? Like how do you go through the process of just writing a beat, bro? Because I know I get writer's block, and the worst thing too is getting producer's block.
Oh my god, it's the hardest shit. That's why.
I listened to J. Cole's documentary. Right, you have to just keep writing.
Yeah.
Fuck writer's block. Whatever you said, like if you write a bar, okay, you said that bar before in your last song. That's what's thinking in your head. That's writer's block. I already said that bar. Write the next bar. Okay, I already said that bar. Write the next bar. Okay, it's kind of cool. When you get to that 7th, 8th bar, that's when the new ideas start spinning in, and you just rock with it. Just keep there. Like as a good writer, you should never get writer's block. You have to force yourself to just write. It don't matter.
That's dope. That's good advice.
Keep writing, bro. Keep writing. To force yourself to write, even if you said it before. You can get when you deliver it, it can be a whole different emotion.
Hell yeah, bro. And delivery is important, bro. Actually, we'll get back to that.
Presence on the mic too.
I want to hear about how it is with producing, bro.
All right.
What's your how's your
Like my
process
take on it?
writing something, and then what do you do when you get like a producer's block?
I mean, so basically too, we both freestyle, so it's kind of fun. So we basically just kind of go off each other's vibe, and it's like whatever he's saying, I'm saying, whether like smoking, chilling, we just getting the aura going, so that way it's like we can create like some kind of like hit song. Basically, before every kind of song we do, it's like, all right, let's make this a hit. That's basically our mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Right before he makes the beat, it's like, all right, it's the hit song.
Yeah, because like I mean, basically with me too, it's like me. I'm not very like musical. I don't really play any instruments. I basically just do everything on the DAW. But sometimes when it happens to the DAW too, my go-to have been loops. I'm not afraid. Like I feel like there's no wrong way of your creative process.
And
However you want to do it is how you're gonna do it.
Absolutely
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not afraid to say I make my own melodies. Like they don't sound as good as I want them to. So when I want something quick, I run a splice sounds. I just or even just like I'm in Discord, so that way I just hit up people like, yo, send me loops here. Boom, I get hella loops. And so I'm not really like I want to teach myself piano. I want to learn the instruments because I feel like I'm not myself yet, just because I can't really make the sounds that I want to create. I gotta like be based off of somebody else's. So like when it comes to like producer block, it's either I just turn my my laptop off, come back to it like a couple hours later, whatever. Sometimes I just let it go back, and then months later I pick up on it. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I made this beat. And then really it's more like what Brian said too, really just going through it. Just keep pushing, because even the other day, 2 days ago, I mean, we could probably play you a snippet later, but with the song we made, I had like this one thing loaded up. I couldn't find no other sound that go with it. I'm sitting there, I'm scrolling, and then I hear one thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that's what it is. Boom. So I load it up, it fits, and then I keep scrolling. It's more of like time too. It's time consuming because it's like you want everything to happen right then and there, but there's a creative process to that. So it's like you got to take your time, your energy. Basically just put it all into it, and then that's where the emotion comes out, because I try to make everything off emotion too, so that way it's like when you're making your beats, you want that person to listen to it to feel, why did I make the hi-hat like this, why did I make the clap, why did I make the 808 hit like that, why is the melody like me, I like melodic shit, so I like anything airy, I'm for it. So yeah, that's kind of like my take on it.
No, yeah, for sure, bro. And it's funny. Nobody talks about enough how like when you producing, bro, like you want your hats to like sound a certain way, because it all adds into
My hats are crazy.
The emotion,
the groove of the song, everything.
The groove to it, and there's some things in music
people don't
like,
realize how hard that shit is, bro.
And
really.
especially like adding that shit. I'm always saying, especially if I'm giving any advice to producers, bro, it's not necessarily how each instrument sounds individually, but how they all connect
as a
together
collective, 100%.
into the song. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
That's where I'm at right now.
Sometimes it's about the feeling you get from it. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you solo shit out, it sounds so lame. You know what I mean? And even with some rappers, bro, you take all the music out and you just put the verse on, and they
the acapella.
Yeah, they sound like
exactly.
sound lame. You're like, oh, what am I listening? Put the music behind it, and it's like, oh damn, all together, bro, it's lit. Some artists have that vibe where it's like,
no matter what, that's like something crazy, yeah.
But that's where the most important thing is energy. Like if you're whatever you're writing down, that's why I also like writing, because when you go up there and like, not everyone could like freestyle, have a gift like Juice WRLD, or like it's not everyone could just go up there and freestyle and like for it to come out smooth. Like some people just have to write, and sometimes I feel like I feel like when you write, you're speaking more shit, like real shit. People just go up there and just be like, okay, punch in. Dun, da, 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 da. Okay.
Next line.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They just start saying bullshit. Like, it's just like,
bar.
you're not even saying anything. You're not speaking from the heart. But you're just trying to make like a vibe and a groove. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but I feel like when you sit down and you write, it really comes from the heart for real.
No, yeah, for sure. And it's funny talking from like, because sometimes I'll be writing on my notes and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel
I'll
like
be doing
some of
that
the
shit
realest
too at work,
shit I've ever,
anywhere.
Yeah. Some of the realest shit I've ever written was like by hand. You know what I mean? The first song that I ever wrote and released, I wrote it all by hand, you know what I mean? And it just feels different. And I know a lot of people saw Eminem is old school like that. He loves writing stuff. I know J. Cole still writes his stuff down too. Actually, there's a book.
I'll freestyle to get the groove and get the flow, and then I'll write that shit down.
Yeah, and freestyling to get the groove is
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And as he's
That's
making
where
a
your
beat,
ideas come from.
as he's making the beat, I'm right next to him, just spitting out words, and then the hi-hats come in, then the kicks come in, the 808s come in, the claps come in, everything just smooths out, and then whatever flow, if he's fucking with the flow, then I'll write it down.
So I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Did you always have, like, when you started rapping? Because I actually, it's funny. The people who got me rapping was my old like group, Melting Mindset, because they were just like, bro, Like I've always been writing, bro, and I would write for other people because I'd be like, yo, I think this sounds dope. You do it. And then one day they were just like, yo, why don't you rap something? And I was like, nah, I'm not a rapper, bro.
Yeah, I
that happens to everyone. Yeah, that happens a lot.
I'm a musician. I could do it. You know what I mean?
I tell everyone to rap. Whoever, if we're in the room together, and there's a high chance I'm gonna make you freestyle.
Yeah,
just for fun.
That's what we do.
You don't have
just
to. You don't have to be like the next fucking rapper.
And when it comes to like rapping and just like chilling in the car, or you putting a beat on.
Oh my god, yeah.
I love that. But
that's
like,
our boy Adam's so funny with it. Yeah, because he loves Uzi and shit like that. Bro, when he be freestyling, it's fun.
I think it's
Shout out
really,
Adam, yeah.
I think it's really important that too. It's like, I feel like if you actually gonna pursue being a rapper or even rapping anything, you gotta find like, I don't know how else to describe it, but like your rap voice. You feel me?
Yeah, like how you sound.
Like how you sound. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I feel like
some people are born with just like a natural voice,
Crazy
and some people
voice.
have to work on their voice. I'm one of those people.
And that's
like,
where
when
auto-tune comes in.
Yeah, when I hit the mic,
That
like I knew from the start, like okay, I sound very young.
Okay.
I sound like, and I just know it just comes with time. Some people have to just age, and eventually your voice will get there. And
So
mature.
have you manipulated your voice at all to kind of I don't want to say manipulate because manipulate means more like
Have I tried to like a whole like a Pop Smoke type of
not
voice?
necessarily Pop Smoke because I know for me like I'm very very conscious on trying to be the best I could be no matter what, and I think that's one of the things holding me back with releasing music right now because I want to make sure that
your
if I release
competitive
something
nature.
that's like rapping, like I want to make sure like it doesn't sound corny. And it's funny because I voice train people, for singing because I'm a singer too. And I have a minor in classical voice too, and I've helped a lot of people improve their voice singing. And when people ask me, and as an engineer too,
you hear everything.
Some people ask questions,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I ask people, I'm like, you want the truth? Like, you want me to tell you bluntly, or you want me to
Sugarcoat shit.
like sugarcoat shit? So I give you
be
like
blunt, bro.
the copy.
gotta be.
You know what I mean? So
Be blunt.
Fuck that. You gotta be humble.
I always try to be blunt. You know what I mean? I always try to be blunt.
Be honest, because if that person can't sing, you gotta tell them they can't sing. How'd you sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, did you always like sing when you were a kid, or like who? Like I taught myself how to sing. Like once I heard The Weeknd, like I've just forced he's my favorite artist, so I forced myself to just try to get his voice. I don't sound like The Weeknd, but he definitely taught me how to open my vocals up and try to sing.
I think, like I said, I come from a background of where I wanted to be a music teacher first. I absolutely believe with all my heart, anybody could sing, anybody could rap. It really just depends on how much work you want to put in. And some people are more naturally gifted than others. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Some people are just born with it.
There's this one girl I went to class with. I'm not gonna say her name because, again, I'm not trying to put people's business out there.
Exactly.
But this girl I studied with ended up having a very successful career. She has a very successful career now. She's on the up and up now, and she's getting well known.
What's that? The up and up you said?
Yeah, it's like she's coming up, bro.
I thought it was like a show or something.
She signed to a small, well, I want to say a small label. I mean, it's the label that I forget the name of the celebrity, but she's signed into a nice label, right? She comes out with music, all of the stuff she puts out, all professionally done. Music videos, all professionally done. She has a team.
Yeah,
and
she got like a
everything.
budget and stuff like that.
She was so naturally talented, walking in that you told her, you show her something, she listens, she could sing it, right? We were taking the classical music classes together, right? The ear training classes. She's just like everybody else, man. She was struggling, like reading the music. We had to duet on a project together at one point to sing this little verse for like our homework. Came into the next day, she's messing up. I'm not. Only because I did my homework. I'm not saying I'm better with it. I'm saying I did my
prepared
homework.
for it. Yeah,
I prepared for
it's
it.
preparation.
And then,
Exactly.
Her natural talent at that point
Just faded.
didn't pull her through.
Yeah.
Whereas then for a lot of other things, it was pushing her through. And it's like, I think it shows different people. Like I said, some people born with natural talent, some people are not. You know what I mean?
they
And
work
when
for it.
to answer your question, was I always able to sing? Nah, but I always loved singing. And I remember it was my high school choir director. Shout out to Mr. Frash. I'll say his name, bro, because he literally changed my life. I was literally sitting on the piano.
Always
bro.
that one
I was-
teacher that
bro,
changed your
always
life.
that one teacher,
For sure,
bro.
for sure.
I never sang before, ever. I always loved to sing, but just by myself, like in the shower, whatever.
exactly, yeah.
I was playing on the piano in the band room one day, and I'm all alone. I knew I was all alone. It was after school hours, bro. All of a sudden, this man is just like creeping through the door, and he's like looking at me, and I'm saying, bro, I was singing on the top of my lungs to just learn how to play some chords. I always wrote music little, but I was finally like putting some things together finally.
Yeah.
And he walks in, he's like, hey, and I was like, oh shit. He's like, you could sing? And I was like, nah. And I'm like closing everything off. I'm like, yo,
you probably got red and you started just shaking and shit. Yeah, that happens.
He's like, I'll tell you what. He's like, I know you play instruments. He's like, start coming to concert choir. You know, half of the time that you go to, instead of 0 period morning band, go to 0 period choir. And he was just like, come through. And he's like, just sing. And I was like,
damn, that's some pressure. That's some pressure. Yeah.
And he's like, no, just come. And then I went, and then I started singing, right? And then once I got into college, you know, I started doing musical theater, bro. I was a theater kid, bro. I did that shit too, bro.
That's
yeah,
dope.
PV, I remember.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I did some leads in the show, bro.
Yeah,
they
word.
gave me a lot of chances there, and I started writing. I bought a ukulele. I started writing songs on ukulele. I started singing. I started performing at talent shows and stuff.
dope.
And yeah, when I got into college, I was like, I want to take this like more seriously. So then I signed up to get my minor in classical voice. So I do opera too now. And then like, I learned how to do like classical voice and like, train people and stuff. So it was dope,
crazy.
bro. I got into all of that, and then like I said, it was all practice. And if you look at me when I used to sing back then, compared to now, it's like night and day. But none of that came without work. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
The songs I do now, like, you know what I mean, that all came with work. The songs I did with my old band all came with work. And like,
Every song you get better.
hell yeah. And you know, like, when it comes to rapping, I know that too. Like, I know when you start singing, you kind of have a certain voice, and then you kind of grow into like, you know, what you want. And then from there, it could develop. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like change and manipulate on purpose, but as you get older, your voice develops. But you definitely could have something cool at your age before it develops. And like what I'm saying with rapping, there's some people come into the studio, dope lyrics, right? Dope lyrics, fire. And it's just like, there's something about the way they talk, the way they saying certain, it's a part of energy, it's a part of the way they sound. And I'm just like, bro, you're not convincing me that you're a rapper or a poet.
Yeah,
You're
like that's what you want to
convincing me
do.
that you know how to say these words you wrote on a piece of paper. But it's like, I'm not feeling you, bro. And then, and honestly, at that point, you know, I don't know what else to tell them except for like, yo, go back to the drawing board. I was like, try this, try putting emphasis on here, try putting emphasis on here. Because I refuse to believe that, like, you know, if someone looked at that kid, he's like, yo, maybe rapping's just not for you. I refuse to believe that.
No, yeah, you can't be saying
refuse
that to
believe
nobody.
that. I just think you need to go back to a drawing board and
keep
see
working.
Yeah,
what's with you.
reevaluate.
Yeah, and for
I've
me,
had so many humbling moments like that.
Yeah, man,
It's
for
like
sure.
it's awesome. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's just like you feel it at first. You're just like, I'm not ready yet. It's
Yeah.
just like it is what it is. You just gotta keep working, man. Keep your head down. Just keep pushing.
I thought my flow for rapping was more gonna be like, I wanted when I first started like writing lyrics for rapping, I wanted to be a lot like how the pop songs were. You know what I mean? Like how a lot of like, you know, I don't want to say like 6ix9ine or Lil Pump or something like that, but you know, I wanted to try to write like that because I was like, oh, that's what's popping. That's what get my music popping.
Yeah, like that kind of genre.
Yeah, and then when I started rapping like that, I was just like, I sound corny as fuck, bro. And then I started listening to some of the lyrics that a lot of these guys have. I'm like, oh, they sound corny as fuck too. Well, their lyrics are corny as fuck. It's
Just how they're
that
saying it.
the way they say it is lit.
Yeah.
You know
They're
what I mean?
comfortable.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
That's
I
why
was
that's
like-
where the work comes in. You have to get comfortable behind the mic, and you don't just hop on the mic and sound fire.
Yeah.
it really don't work like that.
And I feel like you could find genres too, that, like where you feel more comfortable. Like J. Cole style, a more old school type boom bap beat is like my type of like my type of genre where I feel like I'm doing well now. And I think I'm gonna start there, and then like from there I'm gonna try to grow
Expand.
to like where else I could go from there. Because I feel like now my rap voice, whatever you say, you know, like it feels better in that genre right now, where I could actually convince people like this is my shit.
Yeah.
But if I hop into other places, you know what I mean? It's just like
That's the balance I'm trying to find with my voice. I don't really know where my voice fits right now. That's why.
And I think it's about
just keep
being
working.
experimental too. You know what I mean?
I
it's
experimented
getting out
on
your
so
comfort
many.
zone, for sure,
I've
for
tried.
sure.
I've tried.
You got to.
I've tried drill beats. I've tried like boom bap beats. I tried very like chill like house party beats, and it hasn't popped yet. And,
Bro,
and
I'll
that's
definitely show you some of the
fine.
stuff I have too, like on my shit, because my shit's like all over the place. I got like some sad songs on ukulele, then I have some fucking.
See, that's
old
fire
school
though,
type
man. As
beats,
long
man.
as you use music to express yourself.
Hell yeah, bro.
If it makes you happy, man, just express yourself.
It's a
'Cause
form of art for a reason.
someone, like you said, someone across the world could listen to it and be like, "Wow, I fucking felt that."
Word, bro. Yeah, and you know, people are gonna hear this around the world too. Like, actually, funny, we have some listeners from France on this podcast, bro.
Yeah,
I
that's
always
fire.
shout them
Shout
out all
out
the time.
France.
Let's
bro.
go.
Yo, shout out France,
Paris
bro.
is beautiful.
Yo, we're getting near to the end of our podcast, bro. But if there's anything else that you guys just want to shout out real quick, where can they find you on Instagram? Where can they find your music, bro? Just you can start off, man.
Justice 2002 _. That's my Instagram. Music songs, SoundCloud. You could look up just Justice off top. That's honestly my best song right now, in my opinion. And my latest album I just dropped, Disconnect to Reconnect, is also on SoundCloud.
Bet, bro. And where can I find you?
You can find me on the gram at Chris002. I would say more so for my music wise, just like if you follow me on the gram, Snap, whatever. My Snap is in my highlights as well. But I would say more so like just pay attention to my Instagram stories because I'll be posting snippets there.
Yeah.
Whether like me working by myself, like me working with him. You know, I haven't really had like the chance to kind of like connect out to other people, but it's like I talk to them personally, so it's like I know I can slide in easy, but it's like more like fitting their genre. Because if I'm gonna make a beat, I need that to be like kind of more so of like in their zone, you know. Even though sometimes like you could play one random beat and it's like, oh, I like that one, and like you could hate it while you're making it, you know what I'm saying? And that be the one to pop. But it's like yeah, I would just say, you know, pay attention to the Instagram, you know, snippets, stuff like that.
Hell yeah, bro. Respect on that.
I'm not crazy on social media, so
I
release like whenever.
I kinda hate
When I
it,
have
to
you
be
guys,
honest
bro, you
with
guys
you.
gotta come on again, bro. Cause like imagine, bro, we could also prepare some shit beforehand too, and we can make something lit. But you already know you can find my Instagram at BETO_music on Instagram, E12 podcast Instagram, TikTok, Snap, whatever the fuck you find
name
the
it,
thoughts
it's there.
at, bro. As the music's fading out, bro, I always ask a random question: bad bitches in the studio or no bad bitches in the studio?
No, not for me.
Keep them.
Unless it's like if I'm at that point, I got a shorty and she want to come through, he got a shorty, you know. But it's like really, it's like
I'm there to concentrate, man.
exactly no distractions.
I'm there to-
Exactly.
They want to come through after. Come through after.
For sure, after
Let's
parties,
work
whatever.
first. Let's get the work done first, and then have fun.
Yes, sir.
I bet. Hi, yo.